Okay, here's a famous turnaround where a big giant tree was taken out right here to allow a little better turning radius for vehicles, tractors, whatnot. You can see this is up, the left-hand fence is the northern border of the farm, and that berm up towards the top there is where there's a turnaround on the road that they built and had a little turnaround up there. Coffee planted along the slopes. It's really hard to distinguish the coffee from the other vegetation, especially in a small handheld phone camera. But it's all there. So we're coming up here. They fenced the fences that you see are in an attempt to keep cows out of the coffee. They don't eat the coffee so much as they trample it. Then they eat the supporting trees like the bananas. They'll eat those banana trees down to nothing. One of the things they're going to do in the next few days is put a small fence across this gap in the berm here, because cows, they're pretty agile cows. They can get up that, no problem. But if you looked at the video previous to this, you'll see you can really compare the two and see how much this has really changed. It really, really has. Let's look over the side here. I'm going to keep quiet for a little bit because these birds sound great. Sounds like a rabid squirrel. I can see the bird up there. It's saying, "Hey, what are you doing up here?" See if I can see it up in the tree. It's there. Well, over the sound of the raucous bird, you can kind of hear the workers. They're on both Dave's farm working and our farm down here. There's Carlito right there in the lighter colored shirt, and they're chopping a bunch of the weeds. It's constant maintenance around here because of the rainy season. Creates the need. Don't know about that so much being in New Mexico, how things just grow. They chop these trees down, and next year they chop them down again. This is a pile of extra chicken manure that we will be using some of to spread over the farm. There's a little extra left over from the initial planting of all the coffee trees. So if you remember what this looked like from the previous video, it is quite a bit different. They've got a few access gates here to go up to different parts of the property. This gate over here, you can take right through the coffee And about the middle of the fence line here is a gate that goes back down to Dave's house. So I took the long way around to show you from the entrance of the public road. But there's a short way where you just walk up this hill on a path that they just improved, go through a gate over here and into the coffee. And from there you can access Dave and Angie's farm. They have a new property, if you can see the fence back there, the fence line. Past that fence line is their property. And they'll be making some, they have their nursery producing plants for their new farm, addition to their farm. Currently there's coffee there, but they're not in good shape and they don't want to keep those trees. They're going to plant new trees. So this was the road. What I've been walking on so far has been a public access road. And that continues on down this way. And you can see there's a gate in the distance. Hard to tell, really. And then just past that, of course, is Dave's property, Dave and Angie's. And I might be able to get a shot up there a little bit later of the cypress trees that are growing along at a nice wide spacing. But I like the idea of having cypress along this road. And one of the decisions that we'll be making, Tristan and me and Carla and Mary, deciding on what trees to put, what flowers to put to make this. This is the beginning of our private road. This is a short private road that has access to the farm. And this we can make as extravagant and lush as we want. So, come up with some ideas, flowers, plants, and eventually, if we put a small gate, a regular metal gate, right down there at the entrance, that'll go a great way to help protecting our new beautified road from the cows that like to bust through fences and eat everything they can. Right now, what's really obvious are the banana plants. You can see the wide leaves sticking out there. Some are a little bit taller than others. Even the ones that are really short. There's some that actually, this one here for instance, that's exactly what they wanted when they planted these stalks. They wanted new stuff to come right out the top. A lot of them look dead. They just have that brown. But you'll see that most of them have a little fresh sprout coming up next to them in the dirt for a whole new banana plant. And it all works. They make it happen. You see quite a bit of ferns. Those are the weeds. There's actually a couple miles away on another hill is a fern farm. They grow so well up here. So we didn't decide to do the fern farm, but coffee. So here's the turnaround. We're gonna plan on planting some stuff up here to hold that berm. You know, it'll hold pretty well. It will hold pretty well. It's pretty firm, but it would be nice to have something to break up that solid mud wall. Put some plantings there, and it'll help with erosion in the future. So that's the corner of our property line, and to the right of that, the right kind of quadrant there is Dave's property, and on the other side is somebody else's that is not being used for anything but grazing. And even then, it doesn't look too grazed upon. Beautiful piece of property. And here we go to our corner, down to where I started the video. And take a look at the view over here. I'll stop it here and see if I can get another video with a little bit more to offer.